What if I told you the moment you stop trusting your knees could be the moment you begin losing your independence, even if you don't feel severe pain yet? As an orthopedic physician who's spent decades helping adults over 60 stay active, I've learned that weak knees rarely fail without warning. They whisper first. A slight hesitation getting out of a chair, avoiding stairs whenever possible, or reaching for a countertop just to feel steady. These are often early signs that the muscles protecting your knees are shutting down. The encouraging news is that this process can often be slowed, and in many cases improved. Today, I'll show you 5 simple exercises in the exact order I recommend to my patients to help rebuild knee strength, restore confidence, and keep you moving safely. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell, so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. Exercise number 1. Counter mini squat. The one movement that brings everything together. If I could recommend just one exercise to help strengthen aging knees, this would be it. Many people hear the word squat and immediately think it's too risky after 60. But this isn't a deep gym squat. It's a small, controlled movement designed to teach your thighs, hips, and glutes to work together the way they were meant to. That's exactly what your knees need every time you stand up, sit down, or climb a step. Stand facing your kitchen counter with both hands resting lightly on the edge. Place your feet about shoulder-width apart, with your toes pointing straight ahead or slightly outward if that feels more comfortable. Stand tall, tighten your stomach gently, then push your hips back as though you're about to sit in a chair behind you. Bend your knees only a few inches. Your heels should stay flat on the floor, and your knees should move in the same direction as your toes. Slowly press through your heels to return to standing. Begin with 6 repetitions. As your strength improves, increase to 10 repetitions, then eventually 2 sets of 10. You should feel your thighs and hips working together. Mild muscle fatigue is completely normal, but sharp pain inside the knee is not. If your knees begin to collapse inward, reduce the depth of the movement and focus on keeping your knees aligned over your feet. For extra confidence, place a sturdy chair directly behind you. Practice this exercise once every day. Many older adults notice standing up from a chair feels smoother and more controlled within 2 weeks because their muscles, not their joints, are finally doing the work they were designed to do. Exercise number 2. Side steps. Strengthen the muscle that protects your knees. Here's something that surprises many of my patients. One of the most important muscles protecting your knees isn't actually located in your knees at all. It's the group of muscles along the outside of your hips. When these muscles become weak, your knees gradually drift inward every time you walk, turn, or step sideways. That extra stress adds up over thousands of steps each day and can leave your knees feeling unstable without you even realizing why. Stand beside a sturdy kitchen counter with both hands resting lightly on the surface for balance. Position your feet hip-width apart with your toes pointing straight ahead. Slowly step one foot out to the side about 6 to 12 inches, keeping your body upright. Bring that foot back to the starting position with control, then repeat on the opposite side. Continue until you've taken 10 steps in each direction. You should feel the effort along the outside of your hips and in your glute muscles. If you mostly feel pressure inside your knees, check your foot position. One of the biggest mistakes is allowing your toes to rotate outward, which shifts the work away from the muscles you're trying to strengthen. Smaller steps are perfectly acceptable, especially when you're just beginning. Perform this exercise 3 times each week. After several weeks, many people notice they feel steadier while turning in the kitchen, stepping around furniture, or walking through crowded places. Those small improvements often make everyday life feel safer and far less stressful because your hips are once again helping your knees stay properly aligned. Exercise number 3. Slow sit to stand. Turn an everyday movement into stronger knees. This may be the most valuable exercise on today's list because it's something you already do multiple times every single day. The problem is that many adults over 60 begin relying on momentum, pushing with their hands, or shifting their weight unevenly without realizing it. Over time, those small habits allow the muscles around the knees to become weaker while placing more stress directly on the joint. Sit near the front edge of a sturdy chair with your feet about hip-width apart. Position your feet slightly behind your knees rather than out in front. Lean your upper body forward just enough so your nose moves over your toes. Press firmly through your heels, tighten your thighs and glutes, and slowly rise to a standing position. Pause for 1 second at the top before lowering yourself back into the chair with complete control. Imagine you're trying to sit down as quietly as possible. Start with 5 repetitions. As this becomes easier, work up to 10 repetitions, then eventually complete 2 sets of 10. During the movement, your knees should stay aligned with your toes rather than collapsing inward. If your chair feels too low, place a firm cushion on the seat to reduce the distance you have to stand. If you need to use your hands at first, that's perfectly acceptable. Simply aim to rely on them a little less each week. Practice this exercise every morning and evening. Within 10 to 14 days, many people find that getting up from the couch, leaving the dinner table, or standing after a long car ride feels smoother, stronger, and much more confident. Exercise number 4. Straight leg. Raise. Restore the muscle response that keeps your knee stable. Many people assume knee instability is caused only by worn cartilage or arthritis. In reality, one of the biggest problems after age 60 is that the quadriceps muscle begins reacting more slowly. Even if the muscle is still fairly strong, a delayed response can make your knee feel unsteady during everyday movements. This exercise helps retrain that response while building strength without placing excessive pressure on the knee joint. Lie comfortably on your back on a bed or exercise mat. Bend one knee so your foot rests flat on the surface while keeping the opposite leg completely straight. Before lifting your leg, tighten the muscles along the front of your thigh until you feel your kneecap gently pull upward. Keeping the knees straight, slowly lift your leg about 6 to 10 inches off the surface. Hold for 2 seconds, then lower it slowly with complete control. Resist the temptation to let gravity do the work. Perform 10 repetitions on each leg and gradually build up to 2 complete sets. A slight shaking sensation in the raised leg is completely normal and often means the muscles are waking up again. However, if your knee begins bending during the lift, stop, reset, and tighten your thigh before trying again. If lifting 10 inches feels difficult, begin with a smaller range of motion. Practice this exercise most evenings during the week. Within 2 to 3 weeks, many older adults notice greater confidence stepping off curbs, climbing stairs, and walking on uneven ground because their quadriceps are responding more quickly when stability matters most. Exercise number 5. Quad activator. Wake up the foundation, muscle your knees depend on before you improve the way you walk, climb stairs, or stand up with confidence. You first have to wake up the muscle that supports every one of those movements. That muscle is your quadriceps. As we get older, it's common for the quadriceps to become less active after long periods of sitting or sleeping. That's why many people notice their knees feel stiff, shaky, or unreliable during those first few steps in the morning. The good news is that this muscle responds remarkably well to gentle activation. Sit on a firm chair or the edge of your bed with both feet flat on the floor. Slowly straighten one leg until your heel is resting on the floor or bed and your toes are pointing toward the ceiling. Now tighten the muscles across the front of your thigh as though you're trying to press the back of your knee downward. Hold that contraction for a full 5 seconds while continuing to breathe normally. Then completely relax before repeating the movement. Perform 10 repetitions on each leg and gradually build toward 3 sets. You should feel the front of your thigh becoming firm and your kneecap lifting slightly as the muscle contracts. That is exactly what you want. If you experience sharp pain inside the knee joint, stop immediately and reduce the amount of tension you're using. One of the most common mistakes is rushing through the exercise. The muscle needs those full 5 seconds to fully activate. If 5 seconds feels too difficult at first, begin with 3 seconds and increase gradually. I recommend performing this exercise every morning before you take your first steps of the day. Within a week or two, many older adults notice they stand up with greater control, feel steadier during those first morning steps, and begin the day with far more confidence. It may seem like a simple exercise, but rebuilding healthy knees always starts with rebuilding a strong foundation. Your knees are telling the story of your future, starting today. As we grow older, our bodies rarely change all at once. They change quietly, one small compromise at a time. A little stiffness when you wake up, a little hesitation before climbing the stairs, a little less confidence walking across a parking lot. Each of those moments may seem insignificant on its own, but together they can gradually reshape the way you live your life. The good news is that weakness is not always permanent. In many cases, it's a signal that your muscles need attention, your movement needs practice, and your body needs consistent support, not perfection. The 5 exercises that we covered today aren't about building athletic strength. They're about protecting something much more valuable, your independence. Every controlled step, every careful repetition, and every healthy decision you make gives your muscles another opportunity to support your joints instead of forcing your joints to do all the work alone. Think about where you want to be 1 year from now, or even 5 years from now. Will you be walking confidently beside your spouse, playing with your grandchildren, traveling, gardening, or simply getting through your daily routine without worrying about your next step? Or will you allow today's small warning signs to quietly become tomorrow's limitations? That choice is rarely made in one dramatic moment. It's made through the habits you repeat every single day. Remember, healthy aging isn't about avoiding every ache or eliminating every challenge. It's about giving your body the best chance to stay capable, resilient, and independent for as long as possible. Start with one exercise. Stay consistent. Trust the process. Your knees and your future self will thank you for every step you choose to take today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.